BronxNet. Your voice, your views, your vision.
The views and opinions expressed on this program are those of the participants and do not reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
Next on the Bronx Journal, Latin and jazz superstar Bobby Sanabria.
You're watching the Bronx Journal, the BronxNet television edition of the multilingual community newspaper, published by the students and faculty of the Journalism, Communication, and Theater Department at Lehman College. In print and on television, the Bronx Journal covers the issues concerning the people of the Bronx. Do you want to know what's going on in the Bronx? Are you interested in Bronx politics, sports, and entertainment? Are you interested in Bronx personalities? Do you want to keep up with the latest business or cultural trends? In the Bronx Journal, we have the answers. Now here's your host, the Bronx Journal's editor-in-chief, Professor Miguel Perez.
He is a drummer, percussionist, composer, arranger, recording artist, producer, educator, multiple Grammy nominee, and he is here with us today. On today's program, an exclusive interview with Bronx native Bobby Sanabria. But first, let's watch Bobby in action. And here we are with Bobby Sanabria. It's a pleasure having you on the program. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for inviting me, Professor Perez.
Thank you, thank you. We're all friends, Bobby and I. We go way back, but it's really, all the students here are very excited about having you on campus to talk about your career. As a Bronxite, everybody here is very proud that you come from the Bronx.
Oh, thank you.
But let's go back to the beginning, Bobby. How did you get started in percussion? What made you a percussionist?
Well, I'm a child of the 60s and 70s. And at that time in New York City, the first thing that you heard on the first day of summer, or when it would get warm in the summertime, is you heard two things. The sound of the Mr. Softy truck, the Mr. Softy jingle, and then the sound of this in any park where in the Bronx, Brooklyn, or in Manhattan, you'd hear Llegó Superman. So you'd hear guaguancó, rumba, in the parks. I mean, unfortunately, we don't hear that anymore because one of our mayors passed an ordinance saying that you can't play anymore in public like that. But that's when the culture was in full force here in New York City, particularly Afro-Cuban rooted culture, which we adopted in Puerto Rico. Here in New York City, as New Yorkers, we've been playing Afro-Cuban music for many years. And of course the Cuban community, not only here and in Cuba, love us for doing that.
Afro-Cuban music that we call salsa sometimes.
Well, yeah, you know, salsa being the commercial term that developed in the 60s to market the music with the Fania record company. But the rhythms that we dance to and what are known, what is called salsa today, mambo, cha-cha-cha, guaguancó, son montuno, guajira, etc., bolero, danzo, they're all part of this complex from Afro-Cuban music. Of course, from our community, from the Puerto Rican community, we've added a few things. Also, for example, it was very popular in the 70s amongst certain arrangers to stick in like maybe 8 bars of some rhythm like bomba sica from Afro-Puerto Rican culture. But for the most part, when you see people, you know, when somebody comes up to you and the band says, hey, can you play a salsa tune? Right away, you know you're going to either play a mambo or guaracha or some